Hello everyone, this is Ether Dragon, and welcome back to another episode of Fire Emblem Heroes. As you can see, we barely missed tier 39 this week, so the actual story for why that happened is coming up this episode. So, of course, this week on defense, we're using our bonus Ascended Leg Yarn. Not too shabby in terms of actual stats if she's fully buffed. Problem is, you can't guarantee she's always fully buffed. That's why we have this jank layout, so at the very least she can have res attack speed 4. But as this replay is going on, offense this week, definitely questionable play throughout this week. Just a lot of oversights on things or goofs. Of course, we had that one Ether Raids offense video where we just goofed and sacked Brave Veronica to duo Peony. Nothing much to say about that one. That's just minus 20 lift, which that alone would have already got us to tier 39. There was another match where there was an Odd Tempest Mirror Bliss with Sturdy Impact, and so my play was to set up turn 1, then turn 2 go in, snipe down the Mirror Bliss with Regan, and then go ahead and bait out all their main range threats with Fjorm, because Fjorm is bonus this week. She definitely did benefit a lot from being bonus. For sure. Definitely won more matchups than she should have, but yeah, the thing was when I went to go break the breakable wall in front of below Mirabilis, I went to go reposition Regan, and then I was gonna go Canto her out, and then I was just gonna smite Regan back in, or something along those lines, some variation of things, but yeah, let's just say we kind of mistapped and hit Canto. We mistapped and hit Canto at the not greatest time, aka when we're trying to leave, so Regan was in range of Mirabilis. So she went to go attack. Regan, of course, doesn't one-shot, can't double back because of Sturdy Impact, which procced Wings of Mercy, so I forget exactly which ranged unit it was, but they swooped in, picked up the kill on Regan, and then there's Wings of Mercy Saros, swooped in, picked up the kill on Brave Veronica, so we just lost 2 units to a mistap, minus 60 lift. Unfortunate, but yeah, what are we gonna do about that? Just like how Duma's going to be unable to one-shot Arden, and so Arden's just going to pick up the kill before that happens. Yeah, that's just an L. Just an L. I think there was also another match where we goofballed and sacked the unit, not on purpose. So, or I might be mixing up with another season. But yeah, because of those offense goofs, we definitely fell out of tier 39. Of course, we also didn't do perfect on defense, so there's that as well. But, I mean, this defense isn't engineered to be actually good, so... One thing about Ascended Leg Yarn, though, on defense, is that Regan does a pretty decent job of one-round KOing her, especially... Mine in particular is minus res, so Senior Shell, as we like to call it, does quite a bit more damage than we would like. But you know, and of course, Regan comes with low speed defense, which means Regan is able to double Ascended Leg Yarn much easier, especially base kit ones, because she comes with Swift Sparrow 3. And that doesn't give any enemy phase speed whatsoever. So there's that problem. Here they go ahead and pick up 2 kills.
Accept your punishment.
But the thing is, they have some problems. Notably, positioning. It is kind of a cramped space to go after all our units here. But Marianne unable to one-shot Duma, but she's not going to take too much damage, but it is a non-negligible amount of damage, even with that, what is it, 80% damage reduction?
Go for it.
Of course, they have to take out Ascended Leg Yarn because leaving her alive is just not a good idea. And so they move everyone out of the way here except for Brave Marianne, and of course she has to initiate combat for the damage reduction. So yeah, that's not a good story. Even if she had the damage reduction, there's Deadeye here, so
Not good enough.
absolute overkill. And we can just get the dance follow-up to pick up another kill. And that's just Derp Fest galore. Not too well executed, because of course they had Wings of Mercy on Regan with Gale Force. Don't really know if they could have done too much with it though, because 4 cooldown Gale Force is a bit too much. So Heavy Blade would be better if you're trying to proc Gale Force in one round with Regan. But yeah, that's not really there, so derp. Here we are with a mishmash of units you might see on offense kind of deal. Pretty typical. Of course we have Regan, Dual Peony. Thor is pretty decent at least as a support unit. She also can pack a punch as well in terms of damage. You can run Bonfire. So with World Breaker, assuming there's no shenanigans to screw over your follow-up attacks or your special acceleration or whatnot, you can just proc Bonfire in one round, or you can, enemy phase proc Bonfire like this, and Brave Erica is going to get taken out here. Not much we can do there to actually survive. We don't have guidance on Mirabilis, so Crom can't actually pick up a kill here. And that allows them to advance and just take out our units here. But yeah, if we don't run guidance, or if we run guidance, that means we don't run aerobatics, and that has its own set of problems, so we're probably just going to stick with Wings of Mercy and aerobatics. Of course, with Dual Peony's duo skill, we can go ahead and get Legar in one shot. Of course, that's with bonus stats, so with bonus stats, we barely get one shot there. And well, Duma is, of course, not going to one-shot a lot of units nowadays, because you need a massive attack stat to one-shot stuff in Ether Raids because of the HP inflation. So Makai gets another kill here, and well, it's basically over at this point. They just can go ahead and run around for the ether structures while Olivia just walks around the map. 10 out of 10. And here Olivia doesn't even break the healing tower, 0 out of 10. Just AI things. And yeah, she's not going to be doing anything here. Just stalling an attack out with her 72 HP, but that's about it. And there we go. But at the end of the day, again, this defense is kind of goofball. The only intent of it is to proc Ascended Lay Yarn's Rouse attack speed 4, and also we're trying out a different catapult placement. I decided on column 5 this week because I wanted to see how many safety fences we were going to snipe. Turns out this week we just casually got a wide array of locations for safety fence, so kind of a fail. I typically see them on columns 2 and 5, so I figured let's try column 5. Not too great this week. but what are we gonna do about it? Here he's just gonna keep going in to attack, and then of course he has Kanto 2 to run away. And so they're just gonna keep running here. But that does mean we get to move our units for once. But of course we don't actually get to do anything. And because we don't have Catapult in column 4, we got their Bolt Tower damage. So I feel like they would have just been able to kill regardless, even if they didn't have Bolt Tower damage, because of course there's like Regan there, and of course AoE special on Yuri, so I don't feel like they were going to struggle to take him out. It just would have required slightly more effort. And well, here Duma doesn't have armored boots, so he can't go terrorize a unit, and instead he just gets to walk to the defense tile, from which he just gets to watch Olivia get obliterated. And with the double dance, they can just go ahead and snipe both ether structures and take out Duma. Pretty straightforward. But yeah, one thing that I find pretty meh about Ascended Leguard on Anima's defense is that Regan can double on, especially with like low speed defense. This one's running Wings of Mercy, but yeah, that Regan was running Wings of Mercy, but yeah, it still doubles anyway. Still probably doubles, maybe. It's probably relatively close, but yeah, the fact that Ascended Leguard has Swift Sparrow 3 in her base kit just means she has no enemy phase speed from her A skill, which is kind of a problem when you're up against a unit like Regan, who invests into player phase speed. So, not great. And of course, mine is minus res, so Senior Shell does quite a bit more than we would like. But here you have a pretty offensive team here. Dual Corrin, Dual Lin, and they of course have a Dancer in Plumeria. So that is just 5 actions, and there's 7 units, one of which is all the way in the top left corner, so you should just be able to ignore them. So you're basically left to try and snipe down at least 5 units, because if you leave too many units alive, you might have a problem, because here they probably don't want to break Panic Manor because that allows Odor to reach where Dual Lin is right now. I want to use it as basically a shield, a wall, I guess. But they decided to take out Duma here, and they also take out Odor, which is super questionable. Of course, we know that that heavy trap here is real, so Dual Corrin wouldn't be able to attack either Mirror Bliss or Olivia if she tried. But the problem is Dual Lin is debuff and has low defense, so with 2 Dancers staring at her, yeah, 1 Dancer can't kill, but 2 can, so that's just a rip. Here we are with a Yuri plus some... It's kind of an interesting team, because you have Harmonized Katria here. Not entirely sure why she's here. Because, I guess you could do things with Thor and Yuri and Gustav. I guess it works? I don't know, it's kind of weird. You can't really do too much. Actually, a World Breaker Gustav could 1-round proc a special. I guess I could see this working. It might be just for the mobility, and then you have that option of being able to triangle attack shenanigan. Not entirely sure. But here, they're all in their formation. But here's one problem with Ascended Fjorm. This one is pretty darn slow. Only 54 speed enemy phase at base. And they don't even have like speed defense Rhine active. So here's an example of Odor doing nothing. He just rallies and goes back to where he started from. But Ascended Fjorm, because Ascended Leguard is bonus, Ascended Fiorm basically never picks up the kill, the one shot. So that just sets up Wings of Mercy for us. And because Ascended Legarn doubled and Ascended Fiorm didn't, Ice Mirror is no longer procced, and let me tell you, Ascended Fiorm heavily relies on her special to tank hits, so when she doesn't have it, kind of a problem. And now that the far save unit is gone, we can just pick up kills on basically whoever we feel like. So Wings of Mercy coming into play there gets us a kill on their Yuri, and that's just a rip. And here we are again with another pretty offensively oriented team. This time, for once, safety fence is in column 5, so it is not safe from our dreaded level 9 catapults. And they even have Loki. Her refine's pretty solid. Although I didn't give her more HP, feels bad, man. They decided to go in here, which is an interesting choice. Maybe they didn't notice safety fence is going to get destroyed, or they actually just decided this was the best course of action, just go in turn 1. They're really, the only advantage going in turn 1 here is Ascended Legarn doesn't get Raz attack speed 4 up, which I don't think is really relevant. What is relevant is aerobatics here, allowing Mirabilis to dance Brave Erica. And so we can pick up the kill on Dueled In. And I guess Crom can use the Change Fate to advance a little bit more, but losing that one unit is already a problem for scoring. But of course Ascended Legarn just going to take out Brave Erica cleanly, nothing to say there. Regan just doing Regan things, going for the hit and run, barely takes out Olivia here. Feels bad, man. Should have invested more into Olivia Capo. And well, they have double dancers, so one shot on Mirabilis, and then they can look to take out Crom. I'm guessing they couldn't quite one shot, otherwise they definitely would have just gone for it, because it's not like Doom is going to be doing anything. So Crom's on the defense tile now, but he doesn't have close counter, so Regan can just keep attacking for free, and she's doing more than 0 damage, so she actually misses the kill by 1 here. But it doesn't matter, of course. There's Ascended Legarn with Moonbow to pick up the kill, but even then she was already doing 1 base damage, so did not matter. But they already lost the unit, so just a surrender. Here you are with another dual save team. Yeah, with Ascended Legarn being bonus right now, I really feel like Ascended Fiorm's Giga Oof. At least here she has Flame for some help, but yeah. The fact Ascended Fiorm just can't kill a lot of stuff is a huge problem. It'll just always be a huge problem, because if she could consistently have Ice Mirror up, then it wouldn't be as much of a problem. But again, the fact that Ascended Legarn can just casually double Ascended Fiorm and Ascended Fiorm can't just means Ice Mirror is always going to be unprocced. And here again, they missed the kill. Bonus stats out of 10. And here, thanks to Far Trace, Ascended Legarn yoinks herself all the way over in range to snipe down Regan, but the thing is, Flame has more HP, so she's just a juicier target for the AI. And now, Brave Edelgard doesn't have that 30% damage reduction, so Legendary Crom gets to do some stuff, and Brave Erica goes in for the kill here. And well, Brave Edelgard probably wasn't surviving there regardless, because she wasn't one-shotting on the counter because of Brave Erica's damage reduction. So, ripperonis. Now, not gonna lie, this is probably the funniest team. Also a pretty cool team that I've seen in quite a while. You don't happen to see this every day. Casual ally support with Naga and Fallen Edelgard. You have your Fallen Shield near save Fallen Edelgard, and then you have your Fallen Shield far save Fallen Edelgard, and then you have Naga and company. The ally support thing's pretty fun though. And they're just going to hit end turn like this, which is pretty cool. Now, I don't know if they calc things out or if they just hit end turn to hit end turn, but I'll leave it as an exercise for the viewer because they decided to debuff this Fallen Edelgard with Dark Shrine. And we have Brave Erica here. Odor's already hit end turn, so Blade Session gives +6 attack. I'll leave it as an exercise for the viewer to verify that if this +10 Summoner supported, you know, all the max shenanigans, Fallen Edelgard missed the kill there, she would have actually died to Brave Erica. So even though they're stacking quite a bit of defense, like debuffed here even, you get 57 and 63, 67, 71, 75, and then of course there's ally support as well. Yeah, that's a good amount of defense. Yeah, it still would have died. So yeah, that's an unmerged Brave Erica, mind you, against a +10, so that's kind of a thing where it gets to a point where just having stats isn't enough, but of course because of this Fallen Shield, Crom is just going Ting, of course. His main damage output is in the form of effective damage. And of course, Fallen Edelgard was not at 100% HP, so Rain Greaser wasn't even active for the -6 attack and defense. But it doesn't matter at the end of the day. This team probably beats a good chunk of teams. It's not invincible, of course, because funny to say, but they still don't have enough stats. There's enemy units that'll have over 100 attack. Like I've seen 120 attack units on defense and stuff, and things like triangle attack and whatnot, quadding shenanigans. Yeah, only having 40% damage reduction on the first hit is probably not going to hold up. Also, if you just don't one-shot, that's a problem. And it's very easy to not one-shot when damage reduction is involved. So, it's not a perfect offense team, but it's a pretty funny one. You don't see this. Because typically people say, you know, save skills on Fallen Edelgard don't make any sense. This team kind of makes it work. You just stack stats. Although, again, it's still not enough. Brave Erica is pretty much one of the few units that could possibly consistently kill a unit with as much bulk as this Fallen Edelgard. So, and that's all because of course, Luna stonks and Moonlight Bangle stonks. That Luna does half the work, Moonlight Bangle does the other half. So. Pretty solid team though. Last but not least, we have a Fjorm with a near save Gustav. I guess Valentine Gustav, same difference. And we have some pretty decent merges here. Not too shabby. Of course, Fjorm's bonus. They're running Kestrel Stance 3, which is probably better than my budget Mirror Stance 3. But I've just noticed that Fjorm is just too slow. That is just kind of a problem for me. She's just too slow. She can't outspeed the likes of like Ascended Legarn without a lot of help. So yeah, I don't know. We just have the speed does come into play though when you do face other matchups, so it is worth investing the speed into Fjorm, but I don't know. Solid damage reduction here, and able to one-run KO Crom, of course, because she is fast enough. But, you know, Legendary Crom is not too fast himself. But, again, just an example of Reagan just taking out Ascended Legarn. easy claps, especially mine, because again, mine is minus res. It is a pretty close margin though, but again, this is bonus ascended leg yarn, so plus 10 HP, plus 4 defense res, plus 4 speed, you know. The attack doesn't matter in that instance, so... Here we have Duma against Gustav, but of course the damage reduction is super nice, and the bonfire is also super powerful, so just an easy one-shot there. But yeah, we're not going to be able to do too much here at this point. It's just Oder chilling, doing his thing in the corner. Yeah, one of the silly memes of this defense is that when he rallies and it's still between turns 1 through 4, he just cantos back. Most of the time he'll just canto back to where he started from. It's pretty bad. And well, of course it's the end of the season, so they don't need to grab the ether structures, but they did lose a unit, so that's a win for us, I guess. But Valentine Gustav picking up another kill, so GG. And with that, that is the replays for this week. We were a bit unfortunate just with the timing of some of these matches. The minus 30s, you can't see them of course, but based on just the day counter, but literally just a few minutes after this match happened, so we were just outside of lift loss protection for the minus 30 there, and I think this one was pretty similar. Can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, overall looks like we might make top 3k. Don't know how many people are going to be doing ether raids last hour, but of course not 2 ground defense. Lose out on 2 dragon flowers, oh no. Whatever shall we do? Yeah, we're not gonna worry about that. Also, summoner duels. Yeah, we haven't done anything since we maxed out favorite level. Just waiting for the next season to start farming again. It's gonna be such a nightmare to farm. I don't know what to think about the farming, to be honest. It's just a lot of like, we do get a lot of time to farm, lose the favor, but even then, it's still quite a bit to do every day. Even so, and if they're going to increase the favor level reward caps and stuff, yeah, that's just more grinding. And it's not the most fun experience farming that stuff out. But yeah, pretty decent arena assault score again, but of course in this day and age, it's not that good for absolute top ranking. Also in Mjolnir Strike, because Thor is a thing now, Astra Major is much more competitive, so this is not typically where we rank in tier 21 Astra Major. We're much lower than usual. So I think the cutoff now is probably 856, which is pretty scary, but we do have options to go up to 860 if we do need to. We don't need to yet, so that's cool. But the next season is Dark Major, the only season where we're worried about actually not staying in Tier 21 Dark Major. If we can hold out till the end of January, then we might be staying in Tier 21 Mjolnir Strike for quite a long time. But we'll see about that. Until then, we'll be back when the results drop in. And here we go. Hopefully I didn't forget to do anything this season. It tends to be something that happens, I just don't realize. I almost forgot to do arena. But yeah. Next season we do have Milla bonus. She's going to do nothing. Of course we can't use Fjorm because it's not water season. For scoring at least. And so with this, I mean, I don't know what we're going to do. It's also fire and wind, so we can't use legendary Julia. Not entirely sure what we're going to do on defense. Probably something worse than usual. And also this panic manner bonus, so that means our team's just gonna have problems on offense because It is a very common thing. Okay, that's what it looks like when duels are over. Cool. And yep, back down to interval 19. We got ourselves arena. We're just going to be bouncing like usual this upcoming season just because I don't want to invest resources to stay in tier 21 with a unit I probably won't even use in arena assaults, so we're not doing that. And last but not least, allegiance battles. Top 1k. And yeah, honestly, I don't know if we're gonna try for top 1k. Of course, it's wind and fire, so we can't abuse blessings. Mjolnir Strike, we're of course still in tier 21. But yeah, Dark Major is going to be suspicious to say the least. We'll see how it fares. But until then, that's gonna be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Okay, as always, this is Ether Dragon, and hope to see you all next time. Bye.